Did you know?
Did you know?
Did you know?
Did you know?
Did you know? Did you know that rabies is deadly and one of the world's oldest diseases? Among all animals in the Philippines, dogs and cats are mostly affected by rabies. Once symptoms of rabies appear in both animals and humans, it's 100% fatal. An average of 700 animal rabies cases has occurred over the past 5 years. It is estimated that 200 to 250 people die of rabies in the Philippines every year. As of 2017, 96% of animal rabies came from dogs. 73% of these cases are dogs with owners. This highly suggests that cases like this could have been easily prevented. Did you know? Dogs and cats are not naturally born with rabies. They only get infected through contact with rabid animals. Rabies is an infection transmitted through the saliva of an infected animal. Rabies in puppies and kittens is the same in older animals. It is deadly no matter what age group they belong. Aside from dogs and cats, other animals can also have rabies, such as monkeys and bats. The transmission of rabies is not through bites of an infected animal only. It can be transmitted to humans through scratches, licking of wounds, close contact with the saliva of an infected animal. Using tambal, buhay na bato, or garlic to bite wound does not help to avoid rabies. And going to a traditional healer, or what they call tandok, is also a no-no. It is through post-exposure prophylaxis that rabies can be prevented. Prevent rabies the right way.
Did you know that there are laws to support the elimination of rabies in the Philippines? Under the Republic Act number 9482 or the Anti-Rabies Act of 2007, the responsibilities of pet owners are specified. It is also mandatory that the dogs and cats must be vaccinated against rabies every year. Dogs must be submitted to their local government veterinarians for mandatory registration. Owners must also maintain control over their pets and not allow them to roam the streets or any public place without a leash. As a responsible pet owner, dogs must be provided with proper grooming, clean shelter, and must be given adequate food and water regularly. In case of any dog biting incident, it should be reported immediately to veterinary authorities for investigation or for appropriate action within 24 hours. When a dog has a biting incident, it should be placed under observation for 14 days by a government or private veterinarian. The dog bite victim should be assisted immediately, and the owner of the biting dog should shoulder the medical expenses and other incidental expenses relative to the victim's injuries.
Did you know that in 2017, there were more than 1 million animal bite victims in the Philippines, and almost half of them occurred in children 15 years old and below? So, how do we avoid this? Never disturb dogs that are sleeping, eating, or taking care of their puppies. When approached by an unfamiliar dog or a nervous dog, stand still, look on the ground, and very slowly walk backwards. Do not approach dogs you are not familiar with or dogs that are scared or angry. Do not make fun or tease dogs. Don't pull its ears or tails or run away from it quickly. Do not ride on the back of the dog nor look straight into its eyes. If a growling dog gets close to you, stand still with your hands at your side. Allow it to sniff you and it will usually go away. And if a dog attacks you, assume the position of a rock. Curl into a ball and protect your head. You can prevent all this from happening if you learn how to act around dogs.
Did you know? After a biting incident, you should isolate the dog. Leash the dog away from other dogs or confine the dog in a cage for observation. Do not kill the dog.
Observe the dog for 14 days for signs of rabies, such as sudden behavior change, nervousness, and fear of water. If the dog dies within the observation period, consult a veterinarian for proper submission of specimen for laboratory testing to confirm for rabies.
Bring the specimen to the nearest animal disease diagnostic laboratory. Here's the list of centers you can go to.
See this attached rabies brochure on what to do with a biting dog or other animals for reference.
Did you know? Dogs are man's best friend, but dogs are still animals, and they can still bite when they feel threatened or disturbed. Here are ways to take care for a dog bite injury. Immediately wash the wound with soap and running water for 10 to 15 minutes. Then apply 70% alcohol or tincture of iodine to disinfect the wound. Go to the nearest animal bite treatment center or seek medical help as soon as possible after being bitten by a dog. In the Philippines, there are more than 500 animal bite treatment centers that specifically cater for rabies bite management. A death caused by rabies is a needless death. Rabies is 100% preventable. End rabies now.
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 End rabies